Good evening, Ignite. If you've got a red neck and you think it's green, you might just be a sunburnt Ninja Turtle. Or you might be colorblind. Either way, I'd recommend sunblock. Tonight, I'd like to give you an impression on what it's like to be colorblind. Don't be surprised if at the end of my talk you realize you can't see color quite as well as you thought. Let's get started. When I was in second grade, I got hauled down to that room where the bad kids go. I wasn't one of those, so I was naturally a little bit surprised by this and confused. And things got worse before they got better. They started showing me these colored slides on paper. And at the end of the stack of slides, the lady gave me the most confusing thing at all. She said, "Devlin, you're partially colorblind. It'll never get any worse or any better. Have a nice day." Yeah, right. 24 years later, being the procrastinator that I am, I finally got around to taking that stupid test again. And the test gave me a weird result. It said, "Devlin, you're a doot." A doot, that basically means I'm red-green colorblind. And for you, that means be afraid, Ignite. Be very afraid, because we doots can't necessarily tell the difference between red and yellow traffic lights. The really scary part is how many of us there are. In this room, there are statistically 8 doots. And so if it's not me, one of the other guys might blindside you. Just giving you a heads up. The good news is that we can't necessarily find our cars as fast as you guys, so you'll have a little bit of a running start. I can't tell the difference between purple and blue always. I can't tell the difference between red and yellow, orange and red, gray and pink. Green and brown gives me trouble. Speaking of green and brown, back when I was taking Taekwondo as a kid, I couldn't tell the difference between brown and green belts. It's kind of a big difference. A green belt is a newbie who can't control their kicks worth a damn. A brown belt is dangerous for the opposite reason. If you're one of those dudes out there looking to pick a fight, you'll know in about 30 seconds which one you're dealing with. So, you're welcome. A little piece of advice there. Now, I had a question in the lobby when I was telling someone what I was doing. What color is peanut butter for a dude like me? Well, peanut butter is peanut butter colored, silly. No. Peanut butter is green. Final answer. Let's move on to something important. At the beginning of this speech, I promised that you would realize you didn't see color quite as well as you thought. Well, if you believed me, I have a bridge at the bottom of the Mississippi to sell you. This polar bear here, you might think that I was going to tell you that the shadows cast across it make it something other than white. Or you might think that I was going to go on about that stupid dress on the internet from earlier this year. Nope, I'm not going to talk about that slide. I'd rather talk about polar bears. I hope a gaggle of polar bears comes and devours every last person who still cares about these stupid dresses. Ain't nobody got time for that. You might have thought I'd go on about how these bars here are solid color, but the gradient behind them actually makes them look kind of like a gradient. Well, how's a dude like me supposed to know about that? I'm colorblind. This next one, there's an A and there's a B on this chess board here, and they're both the same exact color. The internet told me that. As far as this one, dudes like me, well, we're full of cop-outs. And far be it for me to say that there are 3 different kinds of red, green, and pink on here in between these stripes. Again, internet. Anyway, I see about 25,000 different shades of color as a dude. You see 1 million. If you can name 25,000 different shades of color, well, you're probably a really irritating person. Anyway, to end it, I'm really looking forward to painting your house next summer. Lots of different colors to choose from. Just don't make it mauve. What the hell is mauve? Good night, Ignite.